Welcome to The Core. If you're interested in your health, you're in the right place. Stick around for fad-free, no BS tips and education to help you reach your goals. I'm Shannon, a NASM certified personal trainer.
And I'm Aline, a certified fat loss and nutrition coach by Precision Nutrition and CHFI.
In today's episode, we're talking about the 10-minute rule. If you have ever had a day where you're just not feeling like working out, this episode is for you. Today, we will break down how to deal with those days when your body just wants to stay on the couch. So
I'm looking forward to this one.
I know. And this goes for everyone. You know, I've had people, clients, participants that take my class and they're just like, are you a robot? You know, you love to work out every day. And I'm sure that you eat clean. Again, whatever eating clean means to people. And it's like, no, I have my days. I have, I go through my cycles. I have days where you're tired, you're crabby, you're less motivated than the next day. So it happens to all of us. And today,
exactly,
like I said,
I've been working out for years now. And in the beginning, all of my days where I don't want to work out. And now, like most days I do, I'm excited, I enjoy it. But yeah, there's always that day. So this is going to be a good one.
And we'll get into the 10-minute rule here in a second. I just kind of had a side note. When you are imagining yourself working out, you should schedule it within your calendar for that day. Whether you on Monday, you lay everything out for the week when you're going to work out, or if you go day by day. But you should treat your workout like a business meeting. This is something that you can't go against, you can't cancel. This is set in your stone. So with that, if you're feeling unmotivated for whatever reason that day, pick two things that will get you motivated, because motivation will not always be there. So whether you are putting on your favorite music that kind of pumps you up. For me, I start chewing gum, because I always chew gum when I work out. So when I put some gum in my mouth and I turn on my music, it's just a switch in my body, and it's letting me know, okay, I know that I'm going to start prepping myself mentally and physically to begin working out here.
It's your trigger.
Whether you lay out your shoes or your exercise clothes, whether you write that goal down on a sticky note and you put it on the fridge or on your mirror, you need to find a trigger point or points that will assist you in getting into that exercise routine and that habit. So now let's say that you're having a bad day and you have that business meeting or that workout meeting that you just can't miss. Give yourself 10 minutes. Set the timer and just start doing something. So I always repeat 3 exercises when I do my 10-minute rule. It's Frankenstein's, body weight squats, and then some kind of plank. And I just keep repeating those 3 exercises, 12 reps each, until my 10 minutes is done. Now, 9 times out of 10, I feel really, really good after that 10 minutes. And then I want to keep going on. And the bonus side of that is I just got a 10-minute warm up in. So now I'm prepped, I'm warmed up, I'm ready to go just hit my full exercise session. There's been days where you get to like 8 minutes and you're struggling. Finally, you hit your 10 minutes and you're like, you know what? That is all the fuel. That is all the energy that my body has for that day. And that is okay. You gave yourself permission for 10 minutes to focus on you, to try and get in that exercise routine. And if you're not feeling it, 10 minutes is better than 0 minutes. That 10 minutes will get you to your long-term goal a lot quicker than if you just sat on the couch because you were feeling tired, sore, hungry. So anything that you want to add into that, Alini? Do you have any triggers that help you get prepped for your workouts?
For me, I've learned that the best time for me personally to work out is really early in the morning. I have 2 young kids, so the best that works for me is to get it done before they wake up. So when they wake up, I am finishing my workout. It took a while to get into that habit. I wake up at 5:15 in the morning and I go do my workout. It took a while to get into the habit, but for me, triggers are obviously my alarm clock is the first one, because I don't naturally get up that early, but my clothes are set out the night before. So that is something that I do. My workout space, I am privileged to have a space in my basement. I have a cold room that houses my home gym. So that space is always ready for me, which is great. Before I had this gym space, I would work out in my living room. And the night before, I would kind of turn it into a gym ish. So I would bring out the weights because everything was kind of hidden behind furniture or inside something. So the night before, I would bring everything out and just leave it there set out for me. Now I don't have to do that because I have a space to set that up, but I do get my clothes out. And the clothes is something I've always done. Like it's here, it's out. I don't have to open a drawer, because what I found is that was one of my excuses, which sounds ridiculous, but it was one of my excuses. Like, oh, if I get up now and open the drawer, I'm going to wake up my husband.
Sure.
So I can't get my workout clothes, so I can't work out.
Yes. Oh my gosh, the excuses could be
Isn't that great
endless.
logic? I
Yes.
mean,
Yes.
so yeah, like it's
Turn
awful.
on the
So that
lights
was my
and then wake
excuse.
up.
But I feel that for me, setting it up the night before just helps me create that commitment you were talking about, right? Like that meeting. I have prepped for something that I'm doing in the morning.
Yes, I love it. Setting your clothes out, or when I still worked in the gym in person, I would tell my clients that had an issue in the morning, just pack your bag,
Yep.
have your meals ready for you in your fridge. Have your silverware out so you don't forget your meals in the fridge as you head out the door, but literally have everything ready and prepped for you. All you need to do is head out the door and just go. And honestly, that's the hardest part. I think whoever you are, whether you've just started your journey or you have been exercising for years, just getting started is hands
Yes.
down the hardest part. Your first foot into the door of a gym is hard. Your first motion or exercise at home when you're getting in your
Yes.
session is hard. It's so hard. But once you get going, I mean, exercise to me is medicine, and I'm a firm believer in it for so many things in life.
Well, come
But
on.
yeah,
You're in a bad mood and then you go and you get a good workout in, you feel better.
you do. You do. And you probably have solved a lot of the world's issues. You have some really good conversations with yourself when
Yes.
you're out on a run, and then even in the shower afterwards.
Yes.
So, it's overall so good. And even if you're still, and I've had this too, where I'm still in a bad new mood for whatever reason after my workout, but I've probably calmed myself down and I've
Yes.
revisited the situation instead of reacting to it. I'm now acting in a more professional manner. So overall, it's just great. It
I
helps
don't know
you.
how much we're allowed to name things, but I think it's fine. So the movie Legally Blonde, hilarious movie, but one of the quotes that I love is they're talking about this trial and she looks at everybody, and in that classic Reese Witherspoon, she's amazing, she says, exercise gives you endorphins make you happy. Happy people don't kill their husbands, they just don't.
Right.
Right? So
Don't say that.
I remember her a lot when I'm working out. I'm like, happy people don't lose their shit with their family. Happy people don't do crazy things. So, I'm doing it for the people I love. I'm
Yeah.
working out so that it gives me endorphins. I'm a happy person, and then I'll be happier later. Because on the days that I don't want to work out, I always remember her. Like she's the voice in my head. Exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy, and then happy people don't. Whatever it is that I know I'm going to do, and I'm
Yes.
not supposed to.
Yes. Yes. And just
Like
in all
happy
areas
people
of our
don't
life.
eat a whole tub of ice cream while they cry. Like happy people
Right.
don't do that.
Right. Right. Yes. So, digging a little deeper, the 10-minute rule is amazing. I recommend it. Just give yourself 10 minutes. And even if you give yourself 10 minutes 3 times a week, and that's your starting point to begin creating an exercise routine, please just start out there. And that 10 minutes can be anything that you enjoy or what you're feeling. So It's fartlek training. Fartlek training is when you don't really have a series of training that you're going to be following for that day. It's more or less just maintenance workouts or however your body is feeling. And that's usually how I treat the 10-minute rule too, is how am I feeling today? Do I need to just kill myself for 10 minutes and get in a nice cardio blast? Or am I feeling more of yoga and Pilates? So listen to your body, but you need to take care of your body and give yourself at least that 10 minutes.
Now, for somebody that has no idea what to do, okay, because lots of our listeners are people who already do an exercise program or have been working out for a while, but what about the person who is completely new to this? So, okay, I'm going to do 10 minutes a day to get into the workout habit. What do you suggest this person does? Like where can they find either a resource, or should they like where does this person start in this world of fitness influencers doing weird moves on
Mhm.
social media, which by the way, people don't really work. So where does this person start? What do they do?
Well, I'm just going to name drop the core. You could start there, get some good ideas. Um,
We have a
First,
great exercise library at the core, just saying.
even short little 10-minute workouts for you. Definitely you want to make sure that if you are going online, to make sure that it's an accredited resource, it's an accredited person or institute that you'll be performing these exercises. I think if you are just starting out, the hardest thing is creating and maintaining that habit long term of exercising a minimum of 3 days a week. So start out by walking, biking, hiking. Just do something that you know you are good at and that you can do and that you can maintain.
And a
I
note on
love.
that, walk, you know how to walk.
Mhm.
So walking is underrated. I feel like for the longest time, walking was considered something that only like old people do or people who aren't fit. But walking is very healthy. It's very
Mhm.
beneficial. It's very safe. So yes, walking is a great place to start.
Well, and if you think about it, it's one of the most natural movements that a human can make is walking.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
you're probably really good at it. My main advice to you is to keep breathing while you're walking. Don't hold your breath. Never hold your breath when you're working out. So choose something that just works for you. And then as you, whether it's in 2 or 4 weeks, you've maintained that minimum of 3 days a week of walking, then I would say would be time for you to start looking elsewhere. And I love strength training so much, especially as females, aging females. None of us are getting any younger. We need
Yep.
this to avoid that osteoporosis and so many other health benefits for us. But again, to find somebody that's accredited to instruct you on how to properly strength train, or get yourself a personal trainer. Now, personal trainers, I mean, I would love to have clients, and I have had clients for, up to 7 years, I think was my longest client. But you can get a personal trainer for 6 months if you need them, or
Yep.
a year, just to help you establish proper technique and form, proper breathing, proper just muscle patterns when you're performing
Mhm.
these exercises, because you want to make sure that you are engaging the correct muscles. You know which muscles you should be targeting when performing specific exercises to get the most benefit out of that. I see so many people, especially in classes, and I love my fitness classes, but it's true, you have a class of 15 people, and a lot of people are just going through the motions. They're there for that 45 minutes to get in that workout, and then they're on their way. But you really need to create a routine where you're firing and targeting the correct areas to get that full benefit. So find a personal trainer, or really find someone online that's accredited. That would be probably the first two steps that I would start out with. And that might take you anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to establish those two steps. But any questions, I would say just reach out to us, because we can give you a couple exercise
Yes.
ideas too.
Thank you for joining us for this episode. We would greatly appreciate it if you left a review wherever you listen to this podcast. Remember that you can join our email list at practicethecore.com for more tips on how to improve your health. We are Aline and Shannon, and this is The Core.